Honestly, I just want to get into the exciting stuff, and I'm sure you do too. I had said I'd break down each of these charting elements, so instead of re-recording each of these, I'll be attaching some explainer videos I recorded a few years ago. So while they may have a different feel, the information is still just as relevant. Check these out, and while you do, I'll get cracking on the strategy development videos. First up is Candlesticks. Previously, I mentioned that candlesticks show us 5 pieces of information. We're going to have a look over these in a little more detail. By default, candlesticks are green or red. A green candlestick shows us that the candle closed at a higher price than it opened. This means that over the time span of the candle, price moved upward. A red candlestick shows us the opposite, that the candle closed at a lower price than it opened. This means that over the time span of this candle, price moved downward. The wicks on the end of candlesticks show us where price reached to within the candle before moving to the price at which it closed. The high and low of the candles are marked the same regardless of whether it is a green or red candlestick. I often refer to these as swing high and swing low as price moved to that point before retracing. By looking at a series of candles on a chart, we'll be able to draw out their path to better understand these areas. We're looking at a 1-hour chart of the New Zealand dollar US dollar. Each one of these candles represents the passing of 1 hour. The red candles mean that price moved down, and the green candles mean that price moved up. We're going to draw on this chart to imagine how price would have moved to create these candles. So to understand what happened within these 1-hour blocks, we're going to grab a tool and draw on here quickly. So if we go to the open of this green candle, the open being the bottom of the body on a green candle, we know that at some point within this hour, in no particular order, it would have got to the swing low, it would have also got to the swing high. Then at the end of the hour, it closed here, above the opening price, which is why this candle is green. Now this close of this candle becomes the open of the next. And once again, we know it got down to the swing low, it got up to the swing high before closing here. Now this close becomes the open of the next candle, and this is our first red candle. So we have this red candle, we know there was a swing high up here, a swing low before the candle closed at this point here. Once again, the close of this candle becomes the open of the next, and seeing as it's another red candle, the open is the top of the body. We have another swing high, a swing low, and a close. Close becomes the open, and we can just go on and repeat this for each of the candles. Now, it's not necessarily going open, swing high, swing low, close. There is no defining the order just from looking at this. All we know is that it got there at some point within the candle. Now, if we're to finish these, now that gives us an idea about how each of these candles would have played out. Additionally, when you hover over a candle, up top here, we can see the open price, the high, the low, and the close, and then the difference between the open and close. You can see when we're on a green candle, this turns green, and when we're on a red candle, this turns red. To give you a better understanding of how the bodies and wicks of these candlesticks are created, I took a time-lapse video of some charts so you can see candles being made in much faster than real time. You'll see price move to each one of these points before closing, and then that close becomes the open of the next candle, only for the cycle to repeat itself over and over.